So I had this idea the other day, and I think it's so interesting because there's so many people that they don't enjoy their jobs, they don't enjoy a career that they've chosen. If you are someone who enjoys your career, by the way, you might as well click off unless you want to get face on, you want to get angry about something. There's no point in you being here. But if you're like 90% of folk, you don't really enjoy your job, you don't enjoy what you're doing, and you can't really see yourself doing it for any other reason than money, might be worth watching this, might be worth sticking around to see idea that I've had, because I think that you'd get a lot more lifestyle benefit from this rather than the extra money that a career is going to give you. And this is all based on intrinsic motivation being the end game, which I think is true. I think it should be the end game for everyone. I'll get into what that actually means later on. So why do people pursue careers? Why do they do it? Why are people committing so much stress and time into job titles and making more money and things like that? They want extra money. Let's talk about the extra money. They want it to buy things like a mortgage, a nice car, nice clothes, fucking aftershave, nicer holidays, all these things. And other than experiences, there's two reasons why more money is beneficial to someone's life. They can make purchases for more monetary gain. So that's like houses, mortgages, like investments, crypto, watches, stocks, whatever the fuck. And let's be honest, validation from other people. This is what gets most people out of bed in the morning, you know? I can tell you from experience, and maybe I'm only one with like a decent set of balls to come on here and say I bought the expensive things that I've had in my lifestyle when I was working high-paying jobs for validation from other people. About 10% of the reason for the purchase is the quality of life improvement that you get from the actual thing. I'll give you an example. I bought a car that was like 20% of my monthly wage. Really, really nice car. And yeah, it had fucking pre-entry climate control. Yeah, it had heated seats and fucking Burmeister speakers and a panoramic roof. But a lot of it is you buy these things for validation from other people, mainly women, which is why I got into talking about dating and stuff so much, because I realised that it's all absolute bullshit and it doesn't serve you to think like this at all. So these are the things that your extra money goes on. Things for more monetary gain and validation from other people. So if you can get rid of this desire for validation from people from your hometown, because they're the only ones who are going to see this shit, fucking hell. You then have limitless opportunities. And the more monetary gain, by the way, fair fucks to you if you want to play, you know, the long game, you want to retire at 60 instead of 65. People who do what I'm about to say, they're going to have a better life than you. But, I mean, all this more monetary gain, it's going to go on either retiring early or buying stuff for more validation anyway. So it kind of just cancels itself out. And then the actual validation itself from having a career. Like, people are going to tell you, if you follow what I'm about to say, they're going to tell you, you know, oh, at some point you've got to grow up. Who ever said you need to grow up? Why? Like, what is growing up? Buying an house? Fucking living 10 miles from your hometown? Fucking, like... When did we say that we need to grow up? And I don't know about you lot, but when I was growing up, my old man had always said to me, fucking, oh, growing up, getting old is absolutely wank. So we don't need to pursue careers to look like we're growing up. We don't need to pursue careers to get validation from a job title. And we don't really need to make more monetary gain purchases because we know what it goes on. Because we can have a better life than those people. And I'm going to show you how. You take 6 months of your pay, right? You might work minimum wage right now. We'll base this on the worst case scenario. Minimum wage to draw in the UK is $18.50 a month. I don't know what it is in other countries. I'm just speaking from UK because I'm not going to talk shit about what it is in USA. I don't know. $18.50 a month is what you draw at minimum wage in UK. Right. If you live with your parents, you're paying what, £150, £200 a month board, right? If you house share, you pay $450, $500 a month. If you live with extended family and friends, even less. You can easily save £1,000 a month if you're in your 20s or your late teens. Why not? Why the fuck not? Have you got a car payment? Sell the fucking car, because the only reason you're doing it is because you want validation from women. If you want validation from women, go and watch my other fucking videos about how to get them and how to cold approach them, because you're not going to get them by having nice cars. I can tell you that by experience, okay? So get rid of your car payment. You don't fucking need it. Get a train, get a bus, fucking get a cheap car, whatever. You might spend 2 months saving up to get a cheap car so that you can do this and then sell it when you go. I don't know, I don't care. You can easily save £1,000 a month on minimum wage. Easily. Anyone who's telling me otherwise is talking absolute bullshit. So if you 6 months out of 12 save £1,000 a month, you're left with £6,000. And then you've got holiday pay. I don't know how it works anywhere else, but in UK, if you don't take your annual entitlement holiday pay, you'll get it paid out when you leave your job, unless you don't work your notice period or you call someone a cunt and get sacked. So you can leave with about £7,500 after 6 months of work. And that's worst case. You could have lower bills and that could be £8,000. You could have lower bills and make more money and that could be £10,000. So then you've got 6 months of runway, which in my opinion is the only reason why we should work jobs if you don't enjoy them. I don't think we should work jobs if we don't enjoy them. And I know that's like, it might be looked at as lazy and unambitious, but surely ambition is the pursuit of a better life, not the pursuit of more money. So you take that money and you have 6 months on, so you've worked for 6 months, and then 6 months off. You go and base yourself in Thailand, base yourself in Bali, Vietnam, Budapest, Eastern Europe, Colombia, South America, wherever the fuck. These are places that £1,200 a month is going to get you a either fairly modest to good or really good lifestyle. If you live in like Chiang Mai, Thailand, or Da Nang, Vietnam, these like digital expat hotspots, you can have a really good lifestyle basing yourself in these areas. Or you could even mix it up with, you know, the people who go and work seasons abroad, who go and do like bar jobs or ticket selling and stuff like that. You could do that for 3 months out of 6, earn money while you're away, and 6 months out of 12, you spent it abroad. And let's be honest, the 6 months that you're working at home, they're going to be fairly easy and you'll manage them because you know that the reason you're doing it is because you're going to go and spend 6 months abroad. This is the alternative. This is the alternative, and this is what people wait to retire for, by the way. Like, this is what people wait to get to 65-year-old to. So every 50% of every year, I'm going to be away. I might be on a lounger in fucking Koh Phangan in Thailand at 23-year-old, 24-year-old, with £3,000 in my account with 2 months left. I'd rather be me than 55-year-old fella sat next to me with £300,000 in his account. And I'm going to talk very unapologetically here and say the reason for it is he can't go to clubs and fucking speak to girls that he finds attractive. He can't go and run pick-up. He can't go and get on fast bikes and, you know, live his life. That guy, you know, he's probably on holiday, he's got a family, and he's got to go back. He's got to go back in a week instead of 6 months, you know. So, and there's nothing to look forward to for that guy because his life's completed. This is what people don't understand when you retire. Like, you retire and most people actually get ill because they've got no mission. And, like, it's not normal for a guy to not have, like, not deadlines, but something to look forward to. Like, you're doing this and you're looking forward to the next year and the next year and the next year. But there's also a way that you can make this even more worth it because you can fast-track retirement, like I say, by working half a year and being off half a year. But the whole time, you can build something long-term for yourself because you're going to be in a much better mental state than everybody else who's trying to build businesses or everyone else who's trying to build a way out from home, and they're doing it from places of desperation, anxiety, and stress. You're already living your dream life. People think about this way too logically, but the fact that you're living your dream life and the fact that you've got an abundance of happiness in your lifestyle is going to make it so much easier for you to build something worth doing. And also, that thing that's worth doing, it's more likely going to be something that you actually enjoy because that's what you're going to learn what makes you tick. You're going to have time to yourself, and well, let's be honest, if you're in Bali for 6 months and 2 months in you decide to put your time into some form of work, you're obviously going to do something that you enjoy. Like, you're not going to say, oh, let me just do this for some money. Like, no, you're not. You're going to make it something you enjoy, which is going to be your competitive edge. Like, hard work is obsolete. Smart work is also obsolete. Following what you are genuinely driven to do intrinsically, that's what people aren't doing. But, well, that's the way I see it anyway. Someone somewhere did a fucking great job at telling us that we needed to wait till retirement to do this. But why? Literally, why? I can't think of any. I can't think of any downside of doing this. I really, really can't. And if you're wanting to build an online income, online business, you're much more likely to do it from a place of happiness rather than desperation and leaving UK if you're already here and you're not happy. So why aren't we doing it? People are taking careers too seriously and people are being influenced to do that. We need to bring back this, like, fucking hell, mate, it's just a job mentality. Like, that's what we need. We need the it's just a job mentality back. Because you don't want to be this, like, you don't want to be a Jobsworth who takes everything seriously. And when your commission structure at work gets halved, you're crying and you're pissing and moaning. Or when gaffer changes and is a piece of shit, you're pissing and moaning. No, because you know you're not there. None of it matters to you. You're going in 4 months, 3 months, 2 months anyway. That's really, really what you want. And yeah, like I said, 6 months living close to your dream life will actually put you in the right frame of mind to decide what you actually want to do. And look, that might even be a career. You might be 20-year-old, you might do this for 2 years, and then come back off your second bout of doing this at 22 and be like, fucking hell, I really want to do that. I really want to go into police. I really want to be, whatever, I don't know. You're going to be in a much better position to choose what career you want to pursue rather than what most people do, which is they'll choose what career they want to pursue at 18 to 21-year-old in a state of anxiety and societal pressure and rushing shit because they think that they need to do it now, which most people do, which is why you see so many people miserable in the Middle Ages or doing career changes in the Middle Ages. And then this is the goal. Over the course of a few years, 6 months working and 6 months away turns into 5 months working and 7 months away. 4 months working and 8 months away. Have you ever seen them guys who always say, like, oh, I quit my job and moved to Bali to do blah, blah, blah full time? And never do they ever do really well with it. Very rarely do you see these guys prosper and do well with it. And this is the reason why they make it really high pressure, because they think that they need to make it before they come back. If you had this mentality, I'm not trying to change my life in 6 months. I'm trying to make it so that this 6 months is going to be 7 months next year. That, I think, is a lot more conducive to success, because setting deadlines and targets, this is also another controversial opinion, I don't think setting deadlines and targets is efficient for progress. I don't think it is. I think that intrinsic motivation and doing it for the pure love of what you're doing and saying, if I didn't make a fucking penny from this, I would still do it the exact same. That's where you're actually going to get your results from. And when you set deadlines on yourself like, oh, this has to work by December 18th, or I've got to go home and I've got to do this and I've got to do that, is that really conducive to making a load of progress? I don't think so, not personally, but what do I know? But here's the thing, more money does not equal a better life. So I've just explained to you that 6 months out of 12, you can live abroad, you can do what the fuck you want for 6 months and answer to nobody. And you've done it on minimum wage. Someone making 50 grand a year in a good career, they'll take home about 3.2 a month. Because it'll be 4.2 top line, 3.2 after tax. And I've already said minimum wage, you'll draw 18.50, which is like 1,400 quid. That is the reward for the price that you've paid, are a load of extra probably hours, a load of extra anxiety, attaching your self-image to the job that you're doing, which, I mean, a lot of people are more guilty of than they care to admit, and I used to be. So my background's sales, which is probably why I'm fucking so much against jobs. My background's sales, and I remember being so attached to it self-image wise, and if someone thought I was shit at selling a product, I'd take it right personally, because it were who I was. Like, this is my self-image, and it's never any good for your life when it's something especially that you don't really care that much for. Like, if you're attaching your self-image to something that you don't enjoy doing, it's such a negative cycle. But somewhere along the way we got convinced that this is the ambitious route, this is the ambitious, noble thing to do. Pursue a career that makes more money. And this is where I ask you, is ambition the pursuit of more money, or is ambition the pursuit of a better fucking life? You know? Because best case, 50, 60 grand a year, you make some absolutely spot-on investments and retire at 50 to 55-year-old, which, by the way, which current state at UK is very optimistic, extremely optimistic. But even if you did that, let's say between ages of 20-year-old and 50-year-old, you took all your annual entitlement, you've done 5 weeks of holidays every year, and they were decent holidays, but you've done that for 30 years, and that's all you've done. You've had a total of 3 years spent on holiday. We've had fucking 15. Like us lot that have done this, that have just bummed, not bummed out, but bummed out. We've had 15 years on holiday. And the only price that we've paid is a few middle-aged mardy men think that we need to grow up. Like, no girls are going to like you less for not having a career. Like, girls are going to be more all over you doing this. Because you're going to be such a interesting character. You're going to have so much mystery and, you know, you're going to have so much vigour and excitement towards life. So this is good. You're going to get more validation from women doing my way rather than their way. And you might argue, look, this guy's made more money, and those 5 weeks on holiday were, you know, he had a nicer hotel, he went to nicer places, and blah, blah, blah. To which I say, yeah, maybe he did. Maybe he did. But what better holiday than one that you don't have to worry about coming home from? You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to enjoy myself a lot more knowing that, fucking hell, it's 30 odd degrees, I don't need to come home for another 5 months. I think I'm going to enjoy myself in that situation more than, oh my God, yeah, so I've got that bedroom there and that bedroom there, and I'm paying £2,000 a night for this hotel room, but it's for 6 days and then I've got to go home. I think I'm going to enjoy option A more personally. So if you want to make that argument, fair enough, but I'll push back. That's my rebuttal to it personally. I think, no, what better holiday than the one that you're not coming back from? So, and I've given this example already. Look, I'm 25, I've got 3 racks in my account, I've got no mortgage, no house, no whatever. A little fucking bald, fat, middle-aged guy at home might be telling me that I need to grow up. I don't care. I would still rather be me with £3,000 in my account, sat on that lounger next to the guy who was 55 with £300,000 in his account, and he's retired early and done extremely well to retire at 55, by the way. And it just gets, that sentence there really gets me thinking, why are we waiting till we retire? Why? And why are we pursuing careers? Retirement is based on a career. Why are we doing it? I just think it's so interesting. Someone somewhere convinced us that this is what we've got to do. And because of validation from people around us, we choose to do it. When actually it's not. If we were given free rein, it's not what we choose to do. I argued with myself and played devil's advocate here. And I was like, you know, what would people say? Like, oh, you need to do something with your life. Like, oh, you need to do something. You can't just do this forever. You fucking can. You fucking can. Like, what is something? What is doing something with your life? Buying a house? Getting a nice car? Starting a family? Like, is that what something with your life? Is that what it is? You know, like, I'll tell you this now. A car, a nice car, people are all doing it for validation, so you can fuck that off straight away. You're going to get your validation from doing stuff that you actually enjoy while you're away 6 months out of 12. You're going to get your validation from people in places that you actually want to be, not places that you don't want to be. And starting a family as well, you're going to have a better chance of starting a family when you get sick of this lifestyle, because I'm not saying you need to do it forever, but you'll have met hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of girls of all different ethnicities, backgrounds, personality types, whatever, and you're going to be a lot more informed to make a decision on who you want to stay with. Whereas the guy who brags about a family and says that you need to start one earlier, he probably got with a girl from his hometown, and instead of it being do you know what, I've met so many girls and this one's the right one. It's fucking hell, she likes me back, I think I'll get back with her. You know what I mean? She likes me back. Oh yes, relationship. So, who's better suited to start a family? Who's better suited to make an educated decision on who they want the mother of their kids to be? It's obviously going to be us lot. Let's have it right. I hate this propaganda that we need to buy houses, especially with price that they're at as well. I think it's just absolutely fucking bullshit. So, yeah. The people who are telling you that you need to do something with your life, you've got a better life, infinitely better life than them anyway. So, I mean, people who are going to tell you that you need to do this, that and other, I just don't think that when you actually do this and commit to this, you're going to care much for their validation at all, which is what I'm saying here. When you geographically step away, you're gonna forget what people might be saying about you. Like, if you've got a fear of being on camera, for example, and you went away for 3 weeks, by the end of them 3 weeks, you're gonna be wanting to be on camera more. You're gonna almost forget about everything at home. And I know that sounds pretty bad, but everything at home you're gonna forget about. Because this, like, you move to Bali for 6 months, for example, all you're gonna be thinking about is, I live in Bali. Like, the prospect of coming home, it's not close enough in calendar for you to even comprehend it. So you're going to have a lot more freedom from the opinions of other people from your own town, that is anyway, when you do something like this. So the concept here is you're going to die with absolutely nothing. You're going to rinse your youth for all that it fucking owes you. And the truth is this, look, you want to start an online business, you want to start something that you're intrinsically motivated by, which is what you're going to be closer to doing here. Like, you're intrinsically motivated by travelling because you want to be somewhere else. And while you're there, you're going to do work that you actually enjoy, maybe online, or you're going to look at getting into a career that you actually enjoy. When you're in a better frame of mind to make that decision. So you're far more capable of growth personally and financially when you're in a good state. People don't understand this. Like, you have no idea how hard it is to balance a job and growing something that you enjoy. I'll tell you now, like, I started making videos on TikTok in July, and there's been 3 instances where I've not had a job. That when I first started, because I'd just come back from seasonings Zante. Yeah, so that was the first time that I had time out of a job only doing the thing that I wanted to do. And I cared so much less about, like, oh, how many views did that video get? How many followers did that video get? And it were almost just completely intrinsically motivated to do the videos and show up because I wanted to help people and I felt strongly about a topic. When you start a job or when you start splitting your focus between a career, that all goes. Like, that could be, so your thing could be content, it could be sales, coaching, editing, whatever. It's all just going to go because you've got to put so much of your mental energy into progressing into this job or whatever you're doing. And a tiny bit of the issue is the time. And the time is the most obvious issue. You're working 8 hours a day and you need to do, you need to post content, you need to work on editing, whatever. And that weren't it at all for me. It weren't it at all. It's just that you wake up and instead of thinking, oh, that's a good idea, I'll make that video. And you wake up thinking, how am I going to tackle this problem? No, you wake up thinking, oh my God, what shirt am I going to wear today? Oh, I've still got to iron it and have a shit and I've got to set off in 15 minutes or I'm going to be late. Do you know what I mean? Like, up until 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, you're not thinking about, oh, and then you're just absolutely knackered. So it's never good trying to build things from a state of also being focused on something else, which for 99% of people is a career. And it's why people don't do well on social media or online business. They're trying to balance the two, which logically sounds like the right thing to do, right? It sounds like, you can't go wrong, which is exactly what I thought. I'm going to get a career, I'm going to build this desk up, I'm going to get these clients, and I'm also going to have my social media. And if I keep doing both, I'll absolutely piss it. You can't. I promise you just can't. You've got to have sprints where at some point in your life, one thing you're focused on and that's it. And I think doing it this way, you get 6 months in like an hot spot with good weather where you've chosen what your dream day is going to be and you're living it. We aren't necessarily needing to be fucking rich. You live in that, and that's going to put you in such a better frame of mind to then focus on, for example, content, editing, fucking sales, coaching. I don't care what it is, but you're going to be in such a better mental state instead of being split focused, instead of not having any ideas come to you until 7:30, and then you're too knackered and you're having a shower and you're going to bed. This is why people never do things that they intrinsically enjoy, and that's what it was for me. So I've noticed every time that I'm not in a job, every time that I'm just focused on the one thing, focused on this, I get better results out of it, despite not even caring about the results. Second time I didn't have a job, it were exact same. I did a week's worth of content. That week's worth of content got me 1,000 followers. And then I jumped back in a job and guess what happened? Do you know what I mean? So you're in a much better position to build something that you actually enjoy doing, build a contribution that you actually are fulfilled by, aside from monetary gain from it, when you live a life like this. So I think that if you don't know what you want to do, if you don't enjoy your job, maybe a year or two of this, that's all it might take. You might come out of a 6-month travelling block and think, fucking hell, like, I'm going to go into that now. And then you are in a career that you enjoy. But people are encouraged to build lives on a foundation of things that they don't enjoy. Like, oh, you need to get on the ladder and buy a house and this, that and other. Well, if I'm 23 and buying an house and it's built on income that I don't enjoy the source of, what the fuck's all that about? Like, I've just trapped me sin. I don't want to do that. So, yeah, this is I think what you're going to see a lot more young people doing now, because it serves them more than pursuing a career. And look, you get a better life. You retire for half a year every year, and you still get to spend the money on things that your dream life would look like, but it's only 6 months out of 12. But you're also youthful and you've got enough vitality to really make the most of that. So hopefully I've changed your... I've already spoke about this, I believe. Yeah, hopefully I've changed your train of thought. If you were panicking about, fucking hell, I don't know what job I want to do, this, that and other. I've not really seen anyone talk about it like this. I think this would serve you better, and I think you'd probably make more money doing this because you'd be intrinsically motivated to do the thing that you ultimately fall onto doing. So if you're still here, appreciate your time. This is the first video I've made like this, so normally I talk about like dating, cold approach, stuff like that, but this was just an idea that I had that I felt genuinely strong about making a video about. So yeah, maybe there's more to come if I have ideas like this, but for now, chaps, fucking pleasure. City, ciao, mwah.